Prisons are supposed to keep people inside, but some places feel like they've never fully let them leave. And here in Cork, there are stories about footsteps long after the cells were emptied. This is Cork City Gaol. Welcome to Something Stayed Here. Some places don't tell you they're haunted. You feel it when you arrive. At first, it almost looks peaceful. The building feels grand. Quiet corridors, tall windows, soft light through stone archways. But the longer you stay here, the stranger that quiet becomes. Because this wasn't built for comfort. It was built for punishment. And during the 1800s, thousands of people passed through these cells. Some violent, some desperate, some simply starving. Cork City Gaol opened in 1824, and like many prisons of its time, it reflected the cruelty of the era. Men, women, teenagers, even children were imprisoned here. Some inmates were transported overseas to Australia. Others never left Ireland again. And during the Great Famine, the prison was filled with people accused of stealing food. Bread, potatoes, anything they could survive on. That changes the feeling of a place like this, because the suffering here wasn't distant history. It was ordinary people trying not to die. And maybe that's why the building feels different now. Not theatrical, not exaggerated, just heavy. Visitors and staff have described hearing footsteps in empty corridors, doors moving unexpectedly, cold pockets of air that seem to appear without explanation. And the layout makes everything feel worse. The narrow walkways, the echoes, the way every sound travels further than it should. Even standing still here, you become aware of every silence. The prison became even darker during Ireland's revolutionary years. Republican prisoners were held here during the War of Independence and the Civil War. Executions took place inside these walls. And after violence like that, stories began to grow around buildings very quickly. People described strange experiences, the feeling of being watched, the sense that someone was standing nearby when nobody was there. And honestly, whether you believe in ghosts or not, places absorb emotion, fear, isolation, violence. Buildings remember things in their own way. Today, Cork City Gaol operates as a museum, but the stories never disappeared. Staff and visitors still talk about strange sounds inside the building. Footsteps overhead, voices echoing through empty sections, and sudden feelings of unease that arrive without warning. Not dramatic hauntings, not obvious apparitions, just the uncomfortable feeling that the building still feels occupied. And maybe that's what makes this place more unsettling than ghost stories, because it feels possible. Cork City Gaol was designed to contain people, to separate them from the world outside. But suffering rarely stays locked away forever. And when a building witnesses enough fear, enough loneliness, enough desperation, sometimes it leaves something behind. Not necessarily a ghost, but a feeling, a presence, an atmosphere that never completely fades. Because some places don't simply hold history. Some places hold on to it. If you enjoyed exploring this haunted place with me, this has been Something Stayed Here. And if places marked by isolation and history interest you, the shadows inside Spike Island might stay with you too.